And good evening and welcome to another Gameweek Preview here on Elite FPL. My name's Jason and joining me tonight is Stevo. We are together, Elite FPL, and if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. Please hit that subscribe button. We need all of the subscribers we can get right now, don't we, Stevo? To get us up to, what, 7,555? Is that the next milestone?
I think it's 60.
So 7,560, yeah. But yes, for those of you that have been tuning in for Stevo's daily member content videos, you'll certainly know all about that. And will they continue? I think you answered that question earlier on, didn't you? You said about giving it another week, see how it goes. Well, hello to everyone in the chat. We've got Edgeworth, Animations, we've got Firetog's there. Oh, evening, Firetog. Nice to see you, mate. Nice of you to check in. Do you still play FPL, by the way? Just double checking. Yeah, you still going with the spreadsheets. Shagair's here. We've got Odin. We've got Ricky. Hi, Ricky. Scotty D. Apparently, that video of the intro, the crab rave, brings back memories of the misses or the ex-misses. I have no idea why.
Tell us more. Tell us more.
Well, maybe it's contagious, Stevo.
Maybe what?
Never mind. Hello, Brian Morrissey. How's it going, mate? You're right. Lee Brunt.
Podcast there, is it?
Lyndon. Max is here.
Max is here. Fucking hell.
Yeah, Max Roberts is here. Yeah, it's been a while since he's been showing his face around this part of the world. Part of this dark, dingy corner of YouTube that never gets exposed to anyone in the mainstream, because Stevo's not exactly someone that the official FPL account would invite onto their studio. He's not exactly what's the word? Well, he's got a voice for radio, let's be honest.
I'm going to quote Gianni Bautista. I would love it if he came on. That's a quote, by the way.
I'll get you. Wow, we've got Max is here. There's continued his membership for 15 months. I'm always lurking, and so has Gary Halliwell's here. Hey, Gary, how's it going?
Blimey, another name I haven't seen.
Gary's always doing well. Gary's always doing well.
Shit at FPL,
they're either just watching the channel and not saying anything to us, or they're going on little breaks away from FPL. Which either way, it doesn't matter to me. But it's nice to see that they come back and say hello every now and again. But yeah, how's your week been, Stevo? Because my week has been absolutely just scary.
Well, if
scary.
You're to talk about your week, my week's been very boring. So I think you should be more than, if you're happy to talk about your week, crack on.
Yeah, I can do. The same amount of time since Firetog's spreadsheet works, says Edgeworth. 8 months. Thank you, Edgeworth. The friendly rivalry between, or the not so friendly rivalry, I should say. This week's been crazy, man. I've got 3 video projects I'm working on. So basically, for those of you who don't know, I just put together animations and video editing for certain people and individuals and companies out there, and 2 websites. I did one website and we're still doing the other, and I'm also in the process of applying for a CSCS card. Now, does anyone in the chat know what a CSCS card is? Completely, it looks like I'm going to probably completely go to a different line of work, from sitting in my shed in my house for long hours a day to being on my feet doing hard work out in the sticks, out in the fields of England. So I was doing my CITB, which is health and safety. Mate, health and safety, I knew it was big, but I didn't realise how crazy the European Union and Britain takes health and safety. Like, it's big. Like, it sounds obvious, right? It sounds really obvious, but like, I think I had to do the CITB, which was basically just 50 questions. I got 50 out of 50, by the way, on my test result, which was I'm pretty happy with that. It's mainly common sense, to be honest. It's like just silly questions like if you see a hazard, what do you do? Like, if you know, so it's basically like, you know, why shouldn't you paint a ladder? Do you know why you shouldn't paint a ladder? Because it may hide a defect in the metal. You know, like things like that. You know, silly question like that, multiple choice. And then there's like another part. We've got some more people. We've got Matt Smith, member for 10 months, safe or dangerous. And I've got this. I've paid for this other course that I've got to do for this card, and it's health and safety, but it's apparently it's a big thing because like the amount of people that have died over the years in construction, like it's a lot, and it's mainly from height as well. Mainly falls from heights and things like that. So it's not like, you know, electrocution or, you know, necessarily like being squashed by falling debris. It's mainly people falling because they've not got the right equipment, the right harnesses, the right rails in place, you know, scaffolders, you know, things like that. It's crazy, man. The statistics are quite crazy, but I guess that's why they need to have everything in place, and they're not going to let anyone onto a building site or onto basically a project or site of any kind without one of these ID cards things. So yeah, that's what I'm doing this week. So I'm going to be going from sat doing graphic work in a house on my own to being out and about with my brother, well, potentially being out and about with my mother-in-law, and yeah, just ripping the piss out of each other and probably doing a lot of digging. Apparently they'll be doing a lot of digging, Steve-O. It's the right time of year as well to get into civil engineering and digging out, you know, in fields and stuff, working on behalf of the infrastructure, of the water infrastructure. Fresh, not foul, by the way. I won't be dealing with shit. I won't be out in the sewers. Couldn't be dealing with that. But anyway, yeah, best time of year, right? Where it's all freezing. The ground is freezing up. Oh, it's going to be amazing. No, but I'll let you know how it goes. But yeah, there's that. Worked construction for 15 years. I know the drill, says Jojo. Yeah. Construction skills system. Yeah, that's it. That's my ladder painting business idea out the window. This is Brian Morrissey. Construction work is scary. I mean, again, I think the days of cowboy builders, I mean, they're still around, of course. And the days of like just having any Tom, Dick or Harry show up to do work on your house is gone, or certainly dwindled really small now. Yeah. So it's also to cover their asses if you have an accident on your own. You've been trained and told, yeah, makes sense. But the kind of impression I get is that, you know, if you ain't got the right equipment or the right stuff, you just don't do the work until you have got the right equipment and the right stuff. It's for what I've been told, it's like you've got to be pretty much like matter of fact, no, not doing it. I haven't been trained or I haven't got the right equipment. And it's like, and that's even what my brother-in-law said. Like the amount of times he's had to wait around site or whatever, the office to get the right equipment, because it's on order, and he's not actually had to be able to start the job, and he's just been sat down twiddling his thumbs waiting for the equipment. You know, it's just the way that I like the fact that it protects the workers, and of course people. I was one of them, and I probably have. I'm probably still guilty of kind of thinking that it's a bit too much red tape in this world. But when it comes to stuff like that, I think it's really important. Yeah, fun digging frozen ground. Yes, Toenail, thank you very much, mate. Thank you. So, yeah. Game week 13 is coming up on us, and apparently there's been some dramas surrounding injuries, or are they going to be fit to play? Aren't they going to be fit to play? Steve-O's transferred in players. Are they going to get minutes on the pitch? Aren't they? Are you going to be doing an emergency -8? Are we looking at more transfers for you, Steve-O? What's going through your head at the moment? Because to be honest, I haven't had much time to look at my fantasy football team. I haven't even had a chance to look at the notes from the press conferences today. So the majority of people in the chat are going to be way more clued up and more knowledgeable about what's happening. And probably yourself as well. I've got Bowen. I'm starting Bowen. If he doesn't play, Cole Palmer comes off the bench. Simple as. I've got. I don't know what the final score is on Haaland. Whether it's Haaland. I'm going to call him Haaland. Don't say it wrong. And yeah, I don't. So Steve-O, can you fill me in? Chat, can you fill me in? What's the latest and greatest information we've got?
I will just read out Stephen Jackson's quote, what he said on Discord this morning, which is, "So is Jared Bowen dead yet?" I think that just says everything. Basically, every single injury you can think of, everybody's fine. They're all going to play, apart from Bowen. Bowen's the only one.
So is he? Bowen's not going to play.
I don't think he will. Although I'm on Fantasy Scout now, and
they've got him. They've got him on the predicting lineup. So I've just literally loaded it up.
Yeah, which I find quite surprising.
Unless they just haven't modified it.
WhoScored.com, I think.
When was the last time? When is the last time they updated? Because you can only see when it was last updated.
It's today.
They are right. Okay, they've got him starting.
Yeah, whereas I actually think that WhoScored.com's predicted lineup is more.
And what have they done?
They've gone Paqueta, Ward-Prowse, and Kudus with Ings up top.
Doesn't sound as threatening, does it?
But it may not sound as threatening, but
if he's not fit, he's not fit, right?
Yeah, I just don't think this news is coming out that Bowen's going to be playing.
Did you bring a 1 year in?
No.
Well, because he's also potentially a doubt from what I read.
No, he's not. He's not a doubt. He's out. He's out for several weeks.
Okay. I just didn't know because I know you were thinking about it. It would have been funny if you did bring him in. So can you just remind me in the chat, what have you done transfer wise?
Just Bowen in for Matoma. That's it. That's what I did 2 weeks ago. So
you haven't taken a hit or anything?
No, I'm not going to bother. This week is a terrible week to be doing any form.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be a high scoring week at all. I'm thinking this week's going to be bang average, mate.
Yeah. Look, with my team, I've got adequate cover with, for argument's sake, Nketiah coming on for Bowen. So Nketiah's 20 minutes against Brentford to get 1 point. There we are. There's that 1 point. If Cash by some miracle doesn't play against Tottenham, then I'm probably going to play Kabore ahead of Shimikas. But if Kabore's out, which according to this he's injured, then Shimikas comes on for Cash, and Haaland's going to be playing for.
What is Shimikas?
Yeah,
against Man City, or are you going to get yourself 1 point from him?
Well, no, I'm going to be playing Kabore over Shimikas.
Oh, Kabore. No. Bringing out the heavyweights there, Steve-O.
What people think. Say it again.
I said you'd be bringing out the heavyweights there, mate, with Kabore.
Oh, I've got to. There's nothing I can do with my team, unfortunately. There's no point in, like I said, taking a hit this week. It's the same in Sky. I'm not doing anything drastic. I'm waiting on as much information as I can to then focus, ironically, for the following week.
The chat is saying Kabore is out.
Yeah, I'm just seeing here. Even though Fantasy Football Scout had him starting.
Oh dear, Fantasy Football Scout, what's going on?
Yeah.
Well, remember when I used to call Fantasy Football Scout Final Fantasy Scouts?
Yeah, I know, yes. WhoScored.com have Kabore starting as well, so. Apparently took a nasty blow to the head. Ooh.
Are you so who are you captaining this week then?
Well, it's probably going to be Haaland because he's at home to Liverpool. I'm just going as simple as that. There's no one in my team. If I had, and this is at a push, if I had Watkins in my team, I'd probably punt on him. So there we are, Jason.
How many goals have Tottenham shipped over the last 3 or 4 game weeks?
Well, I can tell you right now. I don't know how many is the answer, but
I can say they've let in. They had Chelsea. That game against Chelsea, didn't they? No, sorry. Hang on. There we go. We got 4 goals. No, that's not. That's the wrong team. Hang on. 2 goals. Wolves scored 2 goals against Spurs in game week 12. And then you had Chelsea scored 4.
Yeah.
That was a weird game though, wasn't it? So 6. Then you had Palace managed to get a goal, which is says some. Oh, really? What? So Palace managed to get a goal. 7.
And Liverpool.
And
so in the last 6, they've conceded 7 goals, but one of them was through some freak result for Chelsea.
Yeah, the freak one. Yeah.
The one against Wolves, ironically, was, let's get real here, was a freak last 2-minute goals, but whatever, it happened. And obviously Liverpool always score. Whereas Aston Villa, honestly, away from home, they're not that great. In fact, Aston Villa have conceded 12 goals away from home. In fact, that's the...
Could be the one for Son then instead.
Well, I know Karma Baby's seriously thinking about it. But they don't concede many goals away from home.
Spurs haven't been like exactly smashing in goals, have they? They've been winning games by 1, 2 goals. I mean, what's the highest amount Spurs have scored goal-wise? Is it 2 this season?
Yeah,
Have they scored 3?
2 is the...
I'm looking at their... Oh, no, they got 5 against you, Burnley. They love playing Burnley. They love Burnley, don't they? All the other games, Spurs 2 goals. They beat Man United 2-0. They beat Bournemouth 2-0. Then they got 2-1 against Sheffield United, and they got 2-2 against Arsenal. I mean, 2 goals. There's nothing to stick your nose up at 2 goals, to be fair. Then they beat Liverpool 2-1. Only managed to 1 goal against Luton. Then they beat Fulham 2-0. It's like...
There's also a common factor with Tottenham as well, is that they like red cards in their games. Sheffield United had a red card against them. Liverpool had 2 against them. Tottenham had 1 against them. Tottenham had 2 against them. You know, they seem to be involved in a lot of games where red cards are involved. Whereas if you look at Aston Villa, like I said, away from home, they're not that great away from home.
Right. You leading me? You trying to get me off of Haaland captain, and you want me to go to Son then? No, you got Son anyway, haven't you?
Yeah.
But have you got the balls to do it?
I was thinking about it, but I'm really not that bothered. If you look at Aston Villa's away fixtures, they scored nothing against Nottingham Forest. They scored 4 against AZ Alkmaar. They scored 1 against Wolves. They scored 1 against Chelsea. In fact, the highest amount of goals they scored against anybody was against who, Jason? It wasn't Burnley. They scored 3. It was against Hibernian when they scored 5.
Yeah.
So basically, it's just a team that can't score goals versus a team that can't score goals.
Yeah, I probably just keep the captaincy on Haaland, to be honest, mate. Not gonna try and be clever this week. I think Maestro's thinking of captaining. Firetog is going to be captaining Son. Okay, that settles it then. That settles it. Kiss of death from Firetog on that one. I'm sure you wouldn't mind me saying, Firetog. Friend of the show. Spurs in a major injury crisis. Do not captain any Spurs players. Get rid of them, says Scotland investor. Well, Brew, what do you think about that? Oh, here we go. Brew, I got rid of Son this week. What's your thoughts on him getting rid of Son?
Again, he's going to be the main forward player for Tottenham.
The outlet.
Going to be the outlet. Yeah, everything's going to be going towards him. So, I think that getting rid of Son, albeit against a depleted Spurs team, I don't know.
I could see this game being like just 2-2.
Yeah, well, I haven't got that, but I've got more worse players in my team than Son at the moment. For me, that's
Worse.
a luxury move. That's a luxury. But getting rid of Son is a luxury move. I would not be. This is just from my personal team. I'm not getting rid of him. No chance.
Okay then. Well, I think the very majority of people are going to be going with Haaland. I think Salah's.
That's the reason why. There's his answer. He got rid of Son just to get in Salah.
I do think Son will score though, says Brew. It just needs Salah as he was killing me every week.
It's just so it's got nothing to do with getting rid of Son because Tottenham have got no players. It's because I want to get Salah in. Brilliant, right?
Oh, well, you're a Spurs fan. I thought you would have kept him in. I'm on Son captain, says Marcus. I'm Son myself, says Kajetel in the chat. Hello, people. Kajetel, I don't think I've read your name out before. Hello. I hope I said your name right. Dom Dewsbury going to raise up to top 30k, says Dom in the chat. Well, best of luck to you, mate. Come on yourself on Sunday surgery if you do. Sunday surgery every Sunday evening. Join myself and Steve-O talking about your FPL escapades, whether it be up or down. We prefer the people that have had a bad week to come on and moan. Fartog. Get Rui Costa, aka Bruno Fernandes, for captain. Not quite sure what that means. Bruno Fernandes for captain has not been mentioned in any FPL circles for a good 18 months.
Well, even having him in
any Man United, just avoid, gone. I'd rather have Spurs in my team than Man United. I would rather have Nottingham Forest players in my team. In fact, I would rather have Solanke. I'd rather have Solanke in my team.
Alex. He's captain in Solanke.
I'd rather have Solanke in my team over any Man United player right now. That's where I am with Man United. Don't even get me started on it. Do a poll: Haaland or Son captain? Okay, let's run it. Let's run the poll because that's not a bad idea.
Well, while you're writing that, make sure you are hitting the like button. Make sure you are hitting the like button and make sure you're subscribing if you are completely brand new around here. It'd be great to see new faces as per normal. Brew saying Spurs will be shit though, and I don't see us getting many goals without Maddison and Darren Davis at the centre back role could. Well, I'm going to add this. It's probably going to cost us.
We don't care.
Well, bloody hell, that was quick.
What was quick?
You putting that poll up. Fuck me.
Wow, I don't know. Carry on. I was going to say something then, but I forgot.
Well, no, I mean, I just think that, like, we're all in personal different circumstances with our teams and everything. And for me personally, looking at Tottenham's upcoming fixtures at the moment, yes, okay, they're not got Maddison and whatnot, but I still need more data as to see how bad Tottenham are without Maddison. They've got Aston Villa up next, which, well, we'll come to our predictions in a minute. Man City away, okay, that is awful. But then they've got West Ham, Newcastle. I mean, for me personally, I don't need to get rid of Son. Not yet, anyway. Unless it's just a simple case of downgrading Son to Mbeumo and upgrading Alvarez to Watkins.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about Alvarez because he's kind of moved out of the kind of spotlight in terms of that role at Man City. Like, he's not really keeping up with like the attacking output that many brought him in for. Why do you think that is? As Alvarez just did he overperform earlier in the season and people just saw that he was going to become, this Aguero 2.0, or is it just basically like he's just playing in a different position now and he's a assister, and assister is more likely to be the case?
When you look at his points, as we discussed the other day, he's consistent, as in he gets a single point and then he gets like a high scoring game. So for argument's sake, it's 7, 2, 14, 9, 1, 8, 2, 9, 2, 2, 5. So expect a blank against Liverpool then.
But I guess what do you expect for 7 million? What are you after?
Well, he didn't start at that. He was 6.5.
Oh, yeah, okay. If you got him in at 6.5.
And a 6.5 starting Man City asset is worth every penny. But
what
now,
do you say to the people
we're
that
at game week 13 and there's better options like the likes of Nunes as a prime example, or Watkins.
Solanke?
Well,
That's what people are going crazy about Solanke in the chat. Fixtures got harder and Alvarez's returns diminished. Have you not seen their fixtures after Liverpool? They got Spurs at home. Okay, I'll give you that. But I think that could easily be 4 or 5 goals to Man City. But you got Aston Villa away. And then you got Luton away. Luton away will be a good one. Crystal Palace at home. They blank in 18. They got Everton, Sheffield United after that. All the way up to Christmas. All the way up to the end of the year. I think they got a good run. Luton, Crystal Palace, Everton and Sheffield United. I don't know if I would want Alvarez out of my team for those games. I think I'd want Alvarez and Haaland in my team because that's not. I've only got 2 Man City, and that's Alvarez and Haaland. So I don't know. I think that maybe people might be looking to get rid of Alvarez purely because he's. I mean, he got an assist against Chelsea. I mean, so he did something last week, but is it really down to the Man United game and the Bournemouth game where he didn't get anything in 9 goal involvements, Steve-O? 9 goal involvements. That's incredible, isn't it? And he played majority of both games. He played 86 minutes against United in a 3-0 win. Didn't get any goal involvement. Played 70 minutes in a 6-1 win over Bournemouth. Didn't get any goal involvement. But I think it's just down to just unlucky. I think that the hauls are going to come again for Alvarez. And I think people getting rid of him now, especially if you got him in at 6.5, I think that's going to come bite you on the ass. I really do.
Yeah, I think for me, looking at the fixtures and everything, teams that I kind of want to stay on / trying to get involved with are West Ham with Bowen if he comes to fruition tomorrow. Arsenal are another team that I'd like to look at.
Yeah, Saka has been one that's been...
Well,
in fact, let me just quickly look at the transfers in. I think Saka's probably leading the line, isn't he?
I'm probably more interested in a defender myself, personally.
Wow, I'm wrong. Right, without looking, do you know who the most transfer player in this week?
I'd seen it already ages ago as Bowen.
Incorrect.
Oh, it's changed since this morning.
Yes.
It's changed since this morning.
Maybe it's because of the news about Bowen being potentially
Mbeumo,
injured.
then?
No.
Okay, Palmer?
Yes. So Palmer is the most transferred in on 424,000 transfers for Cole Palmer. Close to it's followed by Bowen with 317,000. And then we've got...
Hold a minute. So 100,000 people since this morning have brought Bowen in. Brilliant.
It would seem that is the case, yeah. And he's flagged. But somebody said in the chat, and I don't know who it was, and I apologise, I did read your message, that apparently Noble was on a radio show, talk show, and he said that Bowen will be fine. Mark Noble said that. So take that as you will. Again, don't believe everything you hear on the internet or on the radio. Saka being the 3rd most transferred in. Now, Saka's an interesting one. See, I'm kind of jealous I don't own Saka in my team. But I can't have them all. I went with Trossard instead. If I had a magic wand, would I swap Trossard for Saka and downgrade Palmer to... to be honest, no. I like the way the team is, and if Bowen doesn't play, I got Palmer coming on. Someone in the chat was saying swap Alvarez for Palmer. Alvarez at home to Liverpool to bring on Palmer away at Newcastle. What do you think of that, Steve-O? start Palmer, drop Alvarez to the bench. That sounds like points on the bench.
But Chelsea away at Newcastle. Let's just have a bit of fun, shall we? And let's look at Newcastle's home fixtures, shall we? Or certainly their last several fixtures in the Premier League.
Kevin Nolan. Oh, sorry, Kevin Nolan. Okay, not Mark Noble. Completely different player. Right, okay, well, certainly don't take that for gospel then. I think it was Kevin Nolan, not Noble. Right, thank you very much, Shagir, for clearing that up. Saka will haul soon enough, says Animations. I don't doubt it, but yeah, your final thoughts we were saying about, let's look at Chelsea's...
Well, no, look at Newcastle. We'll look at
Newcastle.
Their latest results at home. 1-0. They lost 1-0 to Borussia Dortmund. Then they beat Crystal Palace 4-0. They beat Paris Saint-Germain 4-1. They beat Burnley 2-0. They beat Man City 1-0. They beat Brentford 1-0. You know, tomorrow's game against Chelsea is not going to be a walkover, and I'm expecting it to be a very tight, low-scoring game. I sadly expect both teams to score, but...
So Kevin Nolan is still part of the West Ham coaching team. That's how I read it. I read Kevin Nolan has come out and said that that Bowen would be okay, and I completely just misread what was written there. That's how misinformation spreads, Steve-O. Right there. That is how misinformation spreads. Hello to FPL Harry in the chat. Arteta hates Trossard, says David Ham. Yeah, that's the point. Do I need to worry being a Trossard owner?
Yeah, but not tomorrow, because he's going to be playing tomorrow. He will be playing tomorrow.
Sorry, did I cut you off what you were saying before?
What was I saying before?
I don't know. I didn't know if you'd finished or not. I just read out something abruptly.
I was just making the point that tomorrow's game, Chelsea will be scoring against Newcastle most likely, but I don't think it's going to be anything. I mean, their last 4 games, 1-1, 1-1, 1-0, 1-0 between each other. It's not going to be a high-scoring 2 or 3 or 4. It's just going to be a low-scoring 0-0, 1-1, 2-1 either way, but more in Newcastle's favour because it's at Newcastle. And they've got Grimares Black and Isaac.
Well, he's a big player for them, Grimares.
Oh, huge, yeah. So I think that it's going to be a very... and it's a 3 o'clock kickoff as well.
Well, Harry in the chat saying, I'm not sure that Trossard starts. Martinelli, Saka and Jesus he's going. Thing is, I'm just going to roll the... I'm going to roll the dice. I'm going to roll the dice on it. I brought him in for this game. I'm just going to stick with it now. If he comes...
Arteta didn't want...
He might play 70 minutes.
Jesus playing... He didn't even want him to go out to Brazil. So whatever reason he went out to Brazil is just madness. Arteta won't be happy with that. And if Gabriel Jesus plays tomorrow, I'll eat my hat. And I don't even own a hat. So I'll go out my way, pay 15 quid for a baseball cap and eat it.
And eat it with... Okay.
Jason, you can send me the Elite FPL one.
I'll send you mine. It's really nice. Yeah. Here's how...
Elite FPL merchandise.
Yes. Yes. God, I remember that. Where's your shirt, Steve? Have you grown out of it already?
I think it shrank about 4 times.
This makes you look even more shredded. You're wearing a shirt 4 sizes too small? What are you? Some big inch bodybuilder? Jesus gets dropped, said goal scoring isn't his strongest ability. What?
It'll be Trossard, Saka and Martinelli tomorrow.
Buy chocolate. Liverpool have won and many other... Where can we buy the Elite FPL hat? No, that's a good question. That merch line discontinued. That was an exclusive merch line that only a very few people bought on the website before the website kind of stopped working. Yeah. It was just drop shipped, so it was ordered through a third party company. But do you know what? I looked when that was about what 2019. Yeah, 2019. Embroidered hats are a rip-off. They are a rip-off, mate. Like to properly fully embroidered hat merchandise, just absolutely, it's ridiculous how much. Unless you're buying like 500 of the things and sticking them in a warehouse somewhere, and people can buy them for like, I don't know, 25 quid. It's not worth it. It really isn't. The amount they charge for a one-off embroidered hat is just ridiculous. It's the same as anything, though. It's the same as any sort of bespoke garment that's embroidered. To make it worth their time, they discourage people from ordering individual items one at a go. They want you to buy a lot of a job lot, right, or a batch of them. Business 101, I guess. Even though it probably only costs them cost of a hat that they probably get in from China. Probably costs them around less than £2 a hat to make the hat in the first place in materials. Brian Morrissey, welcome to Grassroot. Hello, thank you so much. Shout out to all of the members in the chat and the people that keep coming back, keep supporting the show. Jason, bodybuilders don't get big to walk around like that. A thug. My son is so humble. No, mate. I guess everyone has their own fucking. Everyone's got their own personal reasons to decide to go down the route of bodybuilding. But bodybuilders, to be fair, I was actually referring to bodybuilders that like do shows, you know, the ones that do shows. I was referring to the meatheads you get down the gym that are steroided up and they've got a big fat beer belly. So it's kind of weird because they've got a big fat beer belly and then they've got a massive rip, like really strong big. You've seen them, Steve. You know what I'm on about, don't you?
Yeah, the old gear gut. It's amazing.
It's incredible. It's incredible. Like
I've got it. But without the gear.
Good evening, Ash.
Welcome,
FPL
Ash,
Juice.
Talking steroids here, mate.
Get your FPL Juice shirt on. He's still got that one in. He still fits him.
Well, it's a 3XL, and I absolutely love it. In fact, this is actually true. My brother went, it's actually a really nice vest. Where can I get it? So there we are, Ash.
There we go, selling them. Selling more third-party merchandise. Hey, guys, you're awesome. Thank you so much, John. Where do you think Liverpool will end up at the end of the season? Truth be told, I think Liverpool will end up... Oh, that's a good question. I do think Chelsea are going to have a resurgence towards the end of the season. And I'm predicting that Chelsea are going to finish above Man United. And it hurts. No, it hurts. Man United are overperforming at the moment. We are lucky to be where we are. We are -3 goal difference because we're winning games by the finest of margins. We've been very lucky many times against Wolves as two examples that come to mind. I think that Liverpool will finish third. I'm going to go Man City top, Arsenal second, Liverpool third, and I don't know who's going to get that fourth spot. I've got a feeling. No, I don't know. I love to see Aston Villa doing so well. I think it's brilliant that they're doing so well. Good manager, like you said, Steve-O. They have got a very good manager. Oh man, fourth. Do you know that's the hardest? That is the hardest thing for me to work out who's going to finish fourth. I think that fourth spot's going to be open. It's going to be really close between Villa, Spurs, Newcastle, and Chelsea. It's going to be one of Tottenham, Villa, Newcastle, Chelsea for that fourth spot. And so it'll be Man City, Arsenal, Liverpool. If you put a gun to my head now to make a decision, I would say
Villa.
Oh man, it's really hard. I think it's gonna be like a point maybe 2 points in it. I think it's going to be so close between those teams. This could be the, like, I don't know. It's going to go down to the wire. It could easily go down to the wire, man. Last game of the season. Okay, Villa then. Villa 4th, Newcastle 5th, Chelsea 6th, Man United 7th. I'm putting us at 7th, mate.
And we're at Tottenham there.
Oh, crap. Yeah, that's Tottenham. Oh, okay. Okay, Villa 4th, Tottenham 5th, Chelsea 6th. Who have I missed out now?
Newcastle and Man United.
Shit. No, Newcastle's finishing well above 6th. Oh, this is hard, mate. This is tough. Right, so Man City, Arsenal, Liverpool, Villa, Newcastle, Chelsea, Man United.
So you think Man United above Tottenham then?
No.
So Man United 8th.
So Man United are going to finish. So what we're getting at now is Man United actually going to finish 8th. Am I actually saying that they're going to be finishing 8th at the very best? So we're going to have Tottenham. So we're going to literally have Man City, Arsenal, Liverpool, Villa, Newcastle, Chelsea, Spurs, Man United. There we go. We got there in the end. Flipping out, that was hard work.
When I said at the start of the season I thought Chelsea would come second, it ain't happening now. I think I've got it now as Man City, then Liverpool, then Arsenal.
Oh, you've gone Man City, Liverpool, Arsenal. So
Yeah,
as it is right now in the table.
I think Aston Villa probably will get 4th because their form is just it's just absolutely brilliant. Then I think it will probably be Tottenham, Newcastle, Chelsea, and then Man United. Although you lot just seem to just keep, like you said, keep pulling wins out of the bag.
Well, I don't know if that's going to continue because have you heard the news about Varane and Casemiro?
Something about not being happy there, I'm guessing.
Well, no, I completely agree with Mark Goldbridge. I watched Mark Goldbridge and I just nod my head all the way through. He's got it. He's nail on the head. When Casemiro and Varane came to United, it was a project involving Cristiano Ronaldo coming back to that club, and it looked like there was points where that there was going to be a progress being made, especially last season under Ten Hag, obviously winning the cup and essentially looking quite positive. We have David De Gea had a Golden Glove season. Defense was brilliant. I feel that Casemiro now looks at United, and I agree with what Mark Goldbridge is looking at. He's like literally like, well, what am I going to win? What am I going to win now? We're playing Maguire and McTominay. Varane's being relegated to the bench. You're in the final twilight seasons of your career. You're literally looking at being a mid-table Premier League team. That's what United are at the moment. So would you want to stay at Man United right now? If you are Casemiro or Varane, a World Cup winner, quality players that are coming to the final years as football players, would you want to be at Man United at the right now? No, you wouldn't. You wouldn't. And I think that they are looking at ways to get out in January. They need to get out. And I don't blame them. I do not blame them at all. I have no hate towards Casemiro or Varane in the sense that they probably, at the time of joining Man United, was under the impression it was going in a different direction than what it has gone. Now it's all about reducing the wage bill and certainly trimming off like the massive just chasm of money that's flown out of the club. Now, so if we can get some money in for them and look at, because it's a rebuild, it is going to bloody be a long process of rebuilding United. It really is. I don't blame them. I don't blame them for wanting to go or getting out right now. I don't. I want everyone to take points off City in the next 3 game weeks. Pep's head would explode, says Stewie. I don't think it's happening, mate. I think City's going to have the league tied up months before the end of the season. Says, very good, Dom. Hello, Jason and Steve-O. When will the Solanke captain today... Hang on. When with Solanke captain today with Bowen's injury, Ward-Prowse still my vice-captain? So you're on Solanke captain? Very interesting. Well, I mean, that's...
So's Alex Volo.
Well, he's been doing very, very well. And he's going to slip up at some point, right? You keep... I mean,
well,
people...
let's get real here. He's actually slipping up pretty badly of late. It's just by pure circumstances last week his captaincy came through because it was a vice captain on Haaland. So
that's very lucky.
I think Alex is just kind of floating on water at the moment. Just
about. Right, let's get into the games. I know that many people are like to go in and listen to the predictions. I know you talked about the predictions in your earlier video, but I'm going to quickly load up Super Brew. And if you haven't already got yourself a Super Brew account, then maybe look into it next season because it's actually pretty good. However, don't take it from me just because I'm saying it. It's I'm in absolutely no position to kind of rave about it because I missed. Did you know that I missed the deadline for last game week's predictions?
Oh, did you? Brilliant.
Yeah, absolute plank. I was doing it every week, and for some reason, last game week 12, when we did the preview, I didn't do it.
Brilliant.
But it doesn't matter because I'm so far behind anyway. I mean, I was like, mid-table, so no way I was catching you guys up. My first season doing it, so it's just getting used to it. You know, oh my God, why does it have to be so hard to get to where I want to go? Super Brew, sort your website out. It's shocking. It's so shite. You have to go through menu after menu after menu. It should be a top menu at the top. Just click on it.
That's why whoscored.com will be our sponsors rather than Super Brew.
Well, yeah. Right, here we go. He says, Super Brew, Super Brew. Here we are. Hang on a minute. Hang on a minute.
What's happening?
I did do it. I had an email saying that, okay, well maybe I did do it then.
Well, they send that email saying, don't forget.
Right, okay. Maybe I just misread.
They send it to me all the time.
I must have misread the email. Okay. Anyway, where am I? I am mid-table, mate. I'm 22nd out of 30. Hang on. 36. I'm 22nd, so I'm just below halfway. Yeah. Well, sort of mid-table-ish. 109. I mean, 109. It's catchable. I'd have to have an absolute stormer of like a few weeks predicting everything right. Okay. Round 13, game week 13.
Well, ironically, Fire Talk, I believe, is top. I believe.
What? Are you joking?
Right? No, I think he's top or thereabouts.
Rodrigo Mimoso's top.
Who?
Rodrigues. I'm guessing that's Rodrigo Mimoso.
Apparently it's not.
You get default selections if you forget. Oh, okay. Maybe really? I did forget then. Firetog is Edge Weasel on top. You should get rid of your spreadsheet for FPL as well, and you might start winning on. We got some shots fired in the chat between Firetog and Edgeworth there. Things you love to see. Friendly Elite FPL community. Join the Discord. It's a very friendly, welcoming place.
Yeah.
Discord.gg/Elite FPL, of course. All our socials you can find down below. Right, so he was top last week. Firetog's actually third. He got the golden cap. Who got the wooden spoon? Elliot got the wooden spoon. So Firetog got the golden cap. He's up to third in the predictors. Wow, it's very close. So Rodriguez on third, 130. Andrew Ferguson's on 129. Firetog's on 128. Cinnamon's dropped down to 127. He's in fourth. Steve-O is in fifth. Oh, man, we need to sort that out, chat. We need to sort that out. We need to get him knocked down a peg or two, otherwise his head's going to start growing on stream.
Shame it doesn't translate to FPL.
Yeah, true. I'd rather be good at FPL.
And make sure you're doing what Ash is doing. Don't forget to like the video.
Yeah, yes.
Oh, and what did he also say?
Please
share the video.
In fact, let's beg live on stream. Please, if you do one thing today for us, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel.
Is that actually the real Rodriguez, Men in Black? Is that actually him? Apparently he's in chat, Jace. There, right there.
Where?
In the chat, right now.
Rodriguez is Bruno Silva, is he? Oh, things you know. Things you learn. Colm's in the chat too.
No green name though, Colm. I know we don't give away PS5s, but come on.
Man City versus Liverpool kicks off the game week at the Etihad in a game that I can see there being goals. I don't think it's going to be a 0-0 or a 1-1 or a 1-0. I think this could be a 3-2 to Man City. In fact, that's my prediction. 3-2 Manchester City, locking it in. Steve-O, I am locked. Okay, just before you say anything, 64% of Super Brew are saying Man City are going to win this. Only 13% of Super Brew are going with a Liverpool win. 23% going with a draw. History. Do you want to just bring it up? I'll bring the history on here, but have you got it to hand, or would you like me to mention it?
If you got it to hand,
okay. In the last 10 matches between the two, there's been 4 wins for Man City, 3 for Liverpool, 3 draws. It's actually quite even across both home and away. If we go to home games only, Man City beating Liverpool earlier on in the year 4-1. Man City then lost to Liverpool. Again, it's very much it's goals. You look at these results. You've seen 4-1, 3-2, 2-2. Okay, back in 2020 there was a 1-1, but then we got 4-0. So there's plenty of goals in these like historical games between the two, and I'm going 3-2 to Man City. Steve-O, take away. What's your prediction?
I want to know when all these matches were played, because I bet they were played either in the evening or at 4:30, sometime late.
Not for the midday. Not for the midday kickoff.
A midday. I could easily check right now. I can't be bothered because I'll be here all day, but I just don't really see it being goals this time round. I think both managers are going to use the early kickoff as an excuse. And to be completely frank, every single one of my predictions is either 2-1 or 1-1 this week. And I'm just thinking this is just going to be a relatively tight affair. Both teams will score. And I'm just going to go 2-1 to Man City, Jace. Because, like I said, I just think it's an early kickoff.
2-1.
It's going to be this international break tiredness. And you know what Klopp's like, always moaning about international football and his team being the early kickoff. It's the same with Pep Guardiola. I just think this is going to be a low-scoring game. And, yeah, 2-1 to Man City.
Really, Buffy? No way. After that last stream, after that last stream, Buffy has apparently suggested that Edgeworth, who came on the show, when was it? When did we do that? When did we do that show? Was it Sunday? No, Monday evening. I can't even remember when we did that. And we spoke to Edgeworth, and he was talking about Cole Palmer.
Yes.
Apparently, he's benching him. I don't think it's gonna happen. Right.
Well, he's saying here that he's apparently bench boosting. Edgeworth is saying.
What a waste. Oh, look! It's a tale of two claret and blue teams playing each other. Burnley up against West Ham. Will it be Bowenless West Ham, or will it be Bowen that gets the goals against Burnley? Who knows? The drama is going to ensue. Imagine people that are going to
starting him though, aren't you?
I'm starting him, yeah.
Yeah, same as me.
I think he starts if he plays. If he doesn't play, he doesn't come on. That's how I see it. But I don't know. Could have Cole Palmer points burning on the bench. You never know. And a 13-minute cameo for Bowen coming on in like the 89th minute or something like that. You know, just the 13, 15 minutes or whatever. Just do nothing, get 1 point. God, that would be typical, wouldn't it? Burnley West Ham. I think this game leans towards the away team. Stating the freaking obvious. Do we need to go to history? Look at this one up. History, on the other hand, has gone with Burnley. In the last 10 matches between these teams, Burnley have actually got the upper hand in the most wins. They've won 4. West Ham have won 3. That's over the last 5 years, though. However, but again, recent performances. I think Burnley are pretty much the whipping boy. One of the whipping boys in the league. Steve-O might have a difference in opinion. I don't know, telling by his facial expression, he's not going to interject right now, but I'm going to go with a West Ham victory in this game. I don't think it's going to be high scoring. You mentioned 2-1. That's exactly what I think it's going to be. 2-1 to West Ham United.
Yeah, a lot of the games that involve Burnley, it's the opposition that seems to score 3 goals. If I look at the last several fixtures from our team here, Arsenal scored 3, Crystal Palace 2, Everton 3, Bournemouth 2, Brentford 3, Chelsea 4. We're just lucky that there's no Bowen we assume there's no Bowen and there's no Antonio. Not that it would make a bloody difference. In fact, it would probably help us. However, I do think that West Ham have got a better quality of team. We actually concede more goals at home than we do away from home. It's why I'm just going with West Ham to nick this. I mean, if Bowen was
so what have you gone? Sorry.
Well, if Bowen was playing, I would have gone with 3-1, but I've dropped it down by a goal, so I'm going to go 2-1.
So we've got the same prediction between us. So only 7% of Super Brew thinking that Burnley can get a win here. 16% going with a draw, and an overwhelming 77% going with a West Ham win.
Yep.
No surprises. Then we've got the 3 o'clocks. The second of many. Luton versus Crystal Palace. I couldn't give a crap about this game. Sorry, was Ash? Is Ash still there? I couldn't care less about this game. Kabore, your man Kabore's not going to be playing in it. Who's got Eze? Has anyone still got Eze? Anyone? Any morons? Any morons in the chat still got Eze?
Maestro.
Luton Town, Crystal Palace. I think this is going to be 1-0. Oh, 1-1. 1-1. Okay. Interesting. Do you want to know the history on this? No data.
Well, I already know it, but go on.
There's no data for me on Super Brew, so.
Oh well, basically dates back to 2005. 3 of the games have ended 2-1. 2 of them in Luton's favour. In fact, the other game I believe was 1-0 to Luton as well.
Hang on a minute, Jason, you're a fraud. I've got Mitchell in my team. I forgot I brought him in. I've got Tarek Mitchell playing in my team. I've actually got an interest in this game. Mitchell. I should have changed my prediction to 1-0 to Crystal Palace, shouldn't I? Oh, well. I'm going to still go 1-1. Damn it. Wow. I forgot all about Mitchell. Sorry, Mitchell. Lovers out there. I'll take a 1-1 win for the Hatters, says FPL Juice. Is it that bad at Luton at the moment that you'd celebrate a 1-1
to be
against
fair,
Crystal Palace?
I've said this before, their games are always like, it's like a goal in it, apart from when they played Aston Villa. 1-0, 1-1, 2-2, 1-0, 2-1. It just goes on and on and on, and I'm expecting exactly the same from this fixture. I'm expecting it 1-0 either way. I've officially gone 1-1.
Wow.
And I think it is going to be 1-1.
Wow, that's a second prediction that we've gone with the same. Interesting. Stewie Bryan, I think I might be becoming a moron. Clip that. Moving on. Newcastle versus Chelsea. Wow. A game where will people be playing Cole Palmer? So many people have transferred in Cole Palmer, Steve-O, for this game. Are they going to be happy? Are they going to be satisfied with the result? Are Chelsea going to score more than 2 goals? More than a goal against Newcastle away? I don't know if they're going to even get a goal against Newcastle. I'm going to go Newcastle 2-1. And I agree. I think 2-1 could be a popular prediction this week for many teams. 2-1 to Newcastle, locking it in. History has gone with overwhelmingly Chelsea to have the upper hand in this fixture. Certainly between the two teams. Newcastle at home are like pretty mixed bag. I mean, the last 5 games between them, Chelsea have won 3 of the last 5 games. And there has been goals for Chelsea historically in this fixture. 3 of the 5 games being 2 goals or more. I think that Newcastle are a different animal. Of course they're a different animal. You can't go back to 2018, 2020. I mean, they're completely different now, and they've got different vibes around the St James Park. I personally think that this is going to be Newcastle to win 2-1. Steve-O.
I think I've subconsciously got into your mind because you're predicting everything exactly the same way I'm going. I'm expecting.
Well, that's worrying because there's never been the case.
I'm going with the 2-1 victory to Newcastle because it's at Newcastle. If it was the other way around, if it was at Stamford Bridge, I'd be going 2-1 to Chelsea instead. I just think that Newcastle are going to easily be able to contain. I Chelsea.
think so.
The only player they're going to have the problem with is probably Sterling.
Chelsea's midfield is very strong. Their midfield is very good.
I still don't think they've gelled, though.
No, they haven't gelled properly yet. I think when they do, they will be a force to be reckoned with. But I think Newcastle as a team are much more of a complete unit, and they play their socks off for each other. That is what is going to win them this game. Is their togetherness as a team and the work that they put in. Guimaraes being back is massive. 2-1. People in the chat going, Matthew Asiashi going 2-1 Newcastle, Edgeworth going 3-1 to Chelsea. Edgeworth, you off your socks, mate. With you've got Cole Palmer in your dreams, mate, every night. It's when you wake up with a wet bed that you got to worry. Jojo 4-2 Newcastle says 3-2 Chelsea says Dawson. 2-0 Newcastle says Shagar in the chat. Don't get me wrong, Edgeworth. I would be happy for you if you do get points from Cole Palmer. And I have literally got egg in my face because I've benched him and he's been a part of a 3-1 win for Chelsea. I just don't see it happening though. I really just don't see it happening. Right. Newcastle play midweek. Chelsea will win. No, I don't think that's going to put much of a bearing on it. Forest versus Brighton. Have you got any assets in this game? I don't.
No, I don't either, no.
Anyone got any assets in this game? Forest, Brighton, I think everything about this game, like, I just initially go Brighton 1-0. Like, that's how I see it. Like, I look at this fixture, I go Brighton 1-0. Again, the last 4 results on Super Brew, skewing it towards Newcastle. Sorry, against Nottingham, sorry. No, that's it happening. Too far back. Going way too far back here. Going 2016, 2017 as part of those. No. I see Brighton nicking it 1-0. I'm going to go 1-0 Brighton. This is when Steve-O's going to say, well, brains aren't synced up now, Jason. Go on then. 1-0 Brighton. Let me guess, 2-1?
No, I'm going with a 2-2. Two teams, Nottingham Forest do not lose at home. Brighton just don't lose. But both teams seem to be able to score at the moment.
You on about cancelling each other out?
Yeah, I am. Yeah. I mean, it'll be there.
You can't say that Nottingham are on the same level or anywhere near the same level as Brighton.
I think I can when they're playing at home.
Okay.
At home, they're a completely different animal, Nottingham Forest.
So, you're going 2-2?
I'm going 2-2, yeah.
Wow.
1-1, 2-2, but I'm going 2-2.
Okay, well, I'll get to the people in the chat in a minute, but 54% of the game are going with Brighton to win, 27% are going with you on a draw, 18%, only 18 going with a Nottingham Forest win. 2-0 Forest control, says Edgeworth. Shigeru's going 2-1 Forest. Wow, 2 predictions for Forest straight off the bat there. High scoring, says Neomorphs, for me. Wow. So Steve-O would suggest. 1-1 says, I can't say that name. Anyok. I'm going to go, I'm going to call you Anyok. All right. The Holy Hand Grenade of Antioch. No one will have a clue about that reference. If anyone can get that reference, I will be absolutely blown away. You're probably too young. Majority of the chat, way too young for that. Holy Hand Grenade of Antioch. I think it's Antioch. Antioch. We've got Jojo, 2-1 Forest, 2-1 Brighton, says Mr. Dawson. Oh, look, Buffin Firetugger copying me, says Edgeworth. I do. Holy Grail, absolutely. Run away! Run away! The killer rabbit. Yeah, the killer rabbit. It's so obvious it was a stuffed animal that just goes for the throat. Yeah, you need to run away from that. Steve-O correct. Brighton missing players, says Buffy. Oh, wow. You need to worry when Buffy's agreeing with you. You must be on the right track there, Steve-O. 5 should be the number. No more or no less. 6 is way off.
Mr. Reed when I need him here.
It's like... I remember the scene is like... One must pull the pin of the Holy Hand Grenade. It's like... 7 is way out. It's like... Yeah, it's my wife does not get Monty Python. I've shown her Monty Python. I've shown her Monty Python a few times, and she just looks at me like, what am I supposed to laugh now? Like, but I love it. I love Monty Python. I love Monty Python. It's like, okay, it's not intelligent humor, but it's not stupid. It's like for me, it's middle of the way. It's very dry. It's very silly. It's slapstick and silly at times. I get it, but I don't understand people that don't find it funny. I think there's if you watch enough Monty Python, you will laugh because I think people just get confused when they watch it, and maybe they take it too seriously. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe people are literally taking it too seriously. Yeah. Camelot. It's only a model.
Completely going over my head.
Holy Grail is better than Life of Brian. man, that's a real. I like Life of Brian though. I don't know. Life of Brian does it. I would disagree on that. I think Life of Brian beats the Holy Grail purely because I really liked the premise behind it. I really liked the idea of a random guy in Bethlehem called Brian being mistaken as a Messiah, and just the way it all kind of comes to the conclusion at the end where he's like being crucified. And by the way, this film that film was being completely like banned during when it came out. It was shunned by a lot of the Christian groups out there because they thought it was a very offensive. But it's such a funny premise and comedy at one of its finest. And I certainly hope that young people today do go out their way and explore some of the humor that was back in the days of like the 60s and 70s and the 80s. You know, there's some great bits of humor out there. There's some really stupid, crappy humor out there, but then that's current for any generation, isn't it? Fawlty Tower. Yeah, see, Fawlty Towers. I didn't find Fawlty Towers as funny as Monty Python. So
wow.
Yeah, I thought that Monty Python was. I kind of get people saying that Fawlty Towers was a bit more less funny. I don't know. My sort of humour peaks at Only Fools and Horses. For me, that's the pinnacle. Only Fools and Horses for me is the absolute pinnacle of comedy. Like the writing in that show and the performance execution of David Jason and Nicholas Lyndhurst and all the characters I thought were just absolutely top notch. And I think that is the benchmark for like pinnacle comedy. And then recent years, comedy wise, have I seen something that's really made me laugh as much as like I literally watch Only Fools and Horses. I'm in hysterics, but something that's made me laugh as much as that. I mean, when the In-Betweeners came out, I found I thought that was funny. I thought the In-Betweeners was funny.
I'd argue In-Betweeners was probably the last sitcom that was actually breaking boundaries and went pop culture.
Oh yeah, but the thing is, but if you were looking to do the In-Betweeners now, it would not take off.
No, because we live in a different time.
Because we do live in a different generation, and I do think like Little Britain as well. Like I did personally find Little Britain funny because it's just a piss take of literally modern day Britain. However, there's always people out there that always want to twist it around and change the angle of attack and say, well, that was unacceptable. But actually, Little Britain was genius because it was actually highlighting how multicultural our society is and how the stupid stereotypes that exist today are just completely stupid. That's how I saw it.
Little Britain recently, like I have.
Sorry?
Have you watched Little Britain as recently as like?
No, I haven't. No, I haven't seen Little Britain for God knows how many years. 5, 6, 7 years.
So I watched it, and there are some sketches which are genuinely really funny, but the majority of it is just. I mean, take the when he's in the disabled with Matt Lucas in the I don't get it, all that rubbish. It's just rubbish.
Well, it is literally dissecting sectors of the society of Britain.
Oh no, I get it.
And larger than life characters within that. Yeah, but I found that groundbreaking in the sense that it trod on areas of comedy that hadn't necessarily been trod on before, and I feel like that we probably won't see that type of comedy. Certainly again in the near future. Certainly with the way
I
that.
Just found every joke was just exactly the same, week in, week out, and it's just like, I get it. A bloke in a wheelchair says he can't do something, and then David Williams looks away and he gets out his wheelchair and does it. It's just like,
yeah, it's just a different, yeah, okay, maybe. And the Fast Show was good, and
no,
And then you got then Harry Enfield and Chums was good. I thought that was quite funny. And then,
oh my god.
And then I'm sure there was another one, but I can't remember the name of it. Anyway, we're moving. It's very dated now, Little Britain, apparently. But I haven't seen it for long. I haven't seen it in such a long time. I just remember laughing when I did see it for the first time. It's probably not one of those series that I must admit, like, I would rewatch The In-Betweeners. I would rewatch, and I do, Only Fools and Horses. I can watch Only Fools and Horses now that was set in the 80s, 90s and laugh my head off just as it was coming out now, because of just the way that it's set up. Whereas I couldn't, to be honest, I wouldn't go out my way to watch Little Britain again, because once I've watched it once is enough. I kind of agree with you on that. I think it's not like The Office, like, and I'm a massive. I love The Office US, whereas you love The Office UK for different reasons, of course. I could watch The Office US over and over again because I just find it so. I find it entertaining. I find it funny. Whereas The Office UK is pretty morbid, pretty just like reality check, sort of like the humor's pretty dark, in parts, and it's pretty grim. Like portray
a podcast reviewing it.
A portrayal of the the grimy sort of, where was it based in? It was in Slough. Yeah, the grimy Slough industrial sector of Britain, which like no one would want to be in. But yeah, Porridge. Oh my God, you are going back, Colm. That's many years ago. God, that's a long time ago. Right, predictions, guys. Phoenix Nights. Steve-O suggested I watch that. Was it Phoenix Nights you got me watching?
No, Max and Paddy it was.
Max and Paddy, that was it. You got me to watch Max and Paddy. That was quite funny.
You can watch that hundreds of times.
It's very simple though. It's very simple.
Yeah.
It's do you know what? It's not comedy. It's not a comedy, but every time that someone was talking, like, do you know when you're on your in the past you've talked about things you've been watching, whether you watch extras or anything like that, and someone talks about stuff that Ricky Gervais has been in and that you found good. I know that you weren't a fan of Life After Life. I know you weren't a massive fan of that, or you weren't a massive fan of the season 2 onwards of what was it, like Derek. But certainly I do think that one of the most heartwarming feel-good series I've watched recently, not involving Ricky Gervais directly, but fellow people that are associated with him, was The Detectorists.
Oh yeah.
I thought The Detectorists was one of those gems. And if you haven't seen it and you like English sitcoms, or just basically a series that is just going to make you feel good, the Detectorists hits a lot of like chords there with like life. And it's just a real good portrayal of how two people get together and just forget about the world and walking around in the field. It's amazing how such a simply like it's such a premise. The premise is so simple, but it diverts into so many different subplots. It's unbelievable. Red Dwarf was quite. Oh my God, Red Dwarf. Oh my God, how could I forget Red Dwarf? Red Dwarf for me.
Dan's favourite. Red
Dwarf for me is up there. I think Red Dwarf is a close second behind. Only Fools and Horses. I thought they nailed it. Rob Grant and Doug Naylor were the writers of Red Dwarf, and they hit the nail on the head. I think the budget was pretty low. You could tell by the low budget, the sets and the props were really, really crappy. But I think that's what kind of made the show be what it was. Like, just basically a parody of sort of like the 80s space dramas, but with a bit of comedy in. And it's just like, yeah, I think they couldn't do it the same today if they wanted to. They couldn't do it the same way with special effects being up there like today's standard. It wouldn't be as funny. And I think people would treat it too much more seriously. I met Craig Charles, a nice guy. On another my transfer. Oh yeah, Max is going back to the FPL. Sorry, chaps. If you are here for FPL, we do talk about FPL as well. Do we say that 2-2 Nottingham Forest Brighton. Is that what you finally said?
Yes.
You're mad. You're mad. Moving on. Sheffield United versus Bournemouth. We could talk about bloody TV all night. Oh my God! Another team's. There's a lot of L's in the. There's another fixture with a lot of L's. More. There's no more L's than these two teams. L. Win one against. That's such a weird result against beating Wolves 2-1. Sheffield United. Drew with Brighton. I mean, are Sheffield United on the up? Have they changed? Are they changing course, Steve-O? Are they going to get themselves up the league? That win against Wolves and that draw against Brighton, are we going to see a resurgence, or is it crap? They're crap.
They're crap. And
do you want to know who else is crap?
Bournemouth.
Yeah. So you got two crap teams going up against each other. Both of these crap teams. Sorry, by the way, no offense to anyone that actually supports them. All 5 of you. By the way, have you heard of that girl on YouTube that goes around all of the lower leagues?
No.
Oh my God, I need to show. She's brilliant. I think she's going to do really well. I watched something and she came up as one of the suggested videos, and I started watching all her content. Stunt Peg, I think her name is, and she's a Bolton Wanderers fan, and she goes around like all the lower league teams, and she talks about football in like the lower leagues, and she's just, it's really good. Like, I think I'm gonna say now, I think she's already grown quite popular in like the mainstream. I think she's been on a few shows, judging by her social media, but I see her being one of the top football journalists in the future. I can't. I think her name's Neve or something like that. But I think she's gonna, like, you heard it now. Like, if you haven't checked her out, check her out. She's brilliant. The way she portrays like the general life of a football fan in the United Kingdom. Like, she just. Yeah. Anyway, I don't know. It just came to mind when I saw Sheffield United versus Bournemouth. I don't know why her channel came to mind. Probably because I expect to see one of those teams, if not both of them, in the Championship next year. Yeah, I mean, Sheffield United, absolutely clubs seeped in history, right? Can they get the result against Bournemouth? Dan's B team, Bournemouth. She's on Sky Sports tomorrow. What? What? She's on Sky. Well, there you go. Well, she certainly doesn't need a plug then, does she? Wow, she's well done to her. No, but I could tell by watching her that she's just got that natural.
I think we plug more shows than we do anything of our own stuff, to be honest with you.
Oh, well, you know, I admire people that have just quite much more talented than me, and she is doing everything right in the terms of like just what she does. And do you know when you watch someone and you click on their next video and you click on their next, and before you know it, you've watched like 5 videos. And I've had the tour of the worst football stadiums in the UK, like, and Rochdale getting like just relegated out of the Football League and things like that. You know, just basically, you know, what is Wrexham really like? Like, she goes to Wrexham and like goes on tours around different stadiums, but apparently she does a lot more than that, judging by what people are saying in the chat. She goes on Sky Sports and stuff like that, and does a lot with the mainstream. So maybe she doesn't need a plug because she's doing so good already.
The cynic in me will just say they only do well because she's a female.
No.
Men just want to fuck her, and then it's
excuse me,
same old shit. She's probably got a very insightful point of view. But to be honest with you, it'd be the same stuff that you hear from any man, but because she's a woman, she gets lots of attention. But that's just the cynic in me.
That's the cynic in you. Well, I don't think that's the case. I think she's bloody smart.
I'm not saying she's not smart. Didn't say that.
And very, very, very good at presenting. Like, I think she's up there. The way she presents is a very unique style. I think you should definitely give her a chance and check her out, mate. I'll send you a link later on. Very good.
I've just seen it. I cannot be bothered to watch crap like that. It just does nothing.
Oh, Steve, you're so cynical. God, this is a guy that's grown up in the Tesco world, everyone. Right. So what are we saying about this game?
I don't even know what we're talking about. What we're talking about?
Sheffield United versus
Sheffield
Bournemouth.
United, Bournemouth. Yeah, dire. I've gone 1-1.
1-1.
Yeah, I just think both teams cancel each other. If I wouldn't surprise me any nil.
I'm going to go 0-0.
With you.
I'm going 0-0. And the majority of people are actually going to kind of go with a Bournemouth win on this one. Solanke owners will be happy. 41% of people going with Bournemouth win. 35% were going with a draw. 24% going with Sheffield United. Yeah, I think 0-0. People going with a draw. Yourself, Sultan Saeed, Rodriguez, top of the league, of course, going with a 1-1 as well. KDB 15, Karma Baby. We've got people that are expecting Bournemouth to win. Edgeworth, Firetog, Cinnamon, all doing well. Andrew Ferguson's going with a 2-1. Yeah, no one's going with... Sheffield United to win. Nasher 99's going with a Sheffield United win. Interesting. Brentford versus Arsenal, Steve-O.
Tough fixture.
Hey, Tom.
Very, very difficult game to call. Brentford don't lose to London teams. Arsenal like playing Brentford. I think this is going to be really tight, Jace. Really tight. I think both teams score, and I'm going to go 2-1 to Arsenal.
Yeah, just a Karma Baby. I just wanted to let you know. Peg is awesome because she's real. She keeps it real. Steve-O would love her. No, you're wrong. There we go from Karma Baby.
I really won't. I don't care about most things on YouTube.
Oh, this guy is so happy, isn't he, chat? He's so happy.
Don't listen to the Total Steeler podcast because you'd fucking hate it then.
Brentford versus Arsenal. I think Arsenal win here. People in chat 2-0 says Brian Morrissey 2-0. 2-0 Simics 2-1 Arsenal. Brentford goal for Brentford. Arsenal are going to keep a clean sheet in this one. Not according to the
1-0
animations. Karma Baby and Jojo all saying not. I'm going to go Arsenal to win this 2-0. 2-0 Arsenal to win. 88% of the people going with an Arsenal win. Only 5% going with Brentford. 8% going with a draw. FPL Bailey, the only one that on Super Brew that's going with a win for Brentford. Everyone, majority of people going with an Arsenal win here. Surprise, surprise. Steve-O, you've gone with 2-1.
Yes.
Surprise, yeah. 2-1 again. Tottenham versus Aston Villa. Could there be many captains playing in this game this week? I doubt it. People aren't going to have the balls to switch off of Haaland. I don't think so anyway. Tottenham coming off the back of 2 defeats. Aston Villa, of course, coming back after their win over Fulham, where they beat 3-1. I think this could be one of those games where it's 2-1 is again another scoreline that I wouldn't be surprised either way. I really wouldn't be surprised. But can I see there being more than 2 goals in this? I'm going to go 2-2, Steve-O. 2-2 against the grain here. Majority everyone's going with a Tottenham win. 56% going with a Tottenham win. 17% going with Aston Villa. 27% in the middle. So the majority of people, like I said, with a win for Tottenham. Steve-O, you are...
I'm actually going in favour
Oh my goodness, I've just seen it. You're going 2-1. 2-1 to Villa.
I just think that this will be one of those games where Unai Emery pulls it out of the bag. He's got a fully fit squad. Tottenham are struggling with injuries, as Brew has quite rightly told us. And I just think that in fact, this is the game where Aston Villa need to prove why they could end up 4th. If they can't beat Tottenham now, then I don't think they deserve to be 4th. But
so this is a justification of their league position, this game. Massively.
Yeah, precisely. Yeah, I think that Aston Villa should be taking advantage of this. And honestly, I think maybe Jason, you can.
Will they be up for it? Will they be up for it?
Aston Villa will. Both teams will be up for it, but I think if you're really wanting to take a punt, Aston Villa asset in Watkins could be the one. Genuinely.
Okay. Should I switch it over, chat? Well, whilst we're on that subject, we will let the poll continue. Just to remind everybody, there is a poll right now. 127 people have kindly voted on the poll. If you haven't already, it'll be up until the end of these predictions. Who is your Game Week 13 captain? Is it Son, Salah, Haaland, or other? Feel free to jump in and just answer that question. Surprise, surprise, one is sticking out above others, but it'll be interesting to see what the final results are. Next, we've got Everton versus Manchester United. In a game where Everton they're all over the shop with their results. Win, loss, win, loss, win, draw, win. Whereas United are also in a bit of a pattern. Win, loss, win, win, loss, win, win. So, according to this, Everton are due a loss. And according to this, Man United are due a loss. So logic would dictate it's going to end a draw.
I don't see it myself. I think it's my usual line. I just think Man United have got the better quality.
1-0. 1-0 Man United. There you go. They're not going to score more than one goal. I don't need you to say any more.
Well, I've gone 2-1.
No chance. No chance.
It's either 1-0 or 2-1 to Man United.
Man United 1-0. There we go. Simple as. It'll be a bloody stupid, crappy goal that comes out of just basically one team having the majority possession of the whole game, and there'll be just a moment of a concentration, a lapse in concentration from one of the Everton defenders, and it'll be a goal. Hopefully Højlund scores, because I would like him to score, but it would probably be a bloody midfielder that has to come to our rescue again, or Dalot or something like that, because we can't do anything with the ball in front. Like with the ball in the final third, we run out of ideas so quickly. It's embarrassing from a professional level. Can't even come up with a cross or chances from corner kicks. I would put this down to just a midfielder stroke defender scoring a goal. Maybe it could be Maguire against Everton, who are just dire, in a dire need of a reshape as well. 1-0 Man United. You're going with 2-1, yeah?
Yeah, 2-1.
57% going with Man United to win this game, 20% drawing, 23% going Everton. People who are going with Everton are, here we go, Steve-O, the controversial ones in the chat. We've got Fartog, FPL Bailey, Joey and Edgeworth going with Everton to win. What do they know that we don't know, Steve-O?
Well, in this case, nothing.
Exactly. Drawing the game, we've got Karma Baby going with a 1-1. We've got KDB 15, Scullion. Man United to win. We've got Sultan Saeed going United 1-0. Cinnamon. See this. These are the cream of the crop here. Sultan Saeed 1-0. Cinnamon 11. 2-0. Andrew Ferguson 2-1 United. We've got Matthew Jesse. We've got Paulie, who's doing very well as well, going with a 2-1. Rodriguez is top right now, top of the predictions league, going with a 2-1. Yourself, Steve-O, doing very well. What are you, 6th place, going with a 2-1. So yeah, majority of the people that are doing very well. Oh, you're 5th, actually 5th. God, they're all going with a win for United. Fulham versus Wolves. Wow. Could I care less on this one? I would want Wolves to win this. And I'm going to go with the Wolves to win this. I'm going to go with a 1-0 win to Wolves on this game. Another 1-0. Steve-O, your thoughts on that?
Yeah, two teams that are just... Well, you got one team in Fulham that just cannot score against another team that away from home is just pretty much hit or miss. You look at Wolves' away record this season. It is as follows. 1-2, drawn 1, lost 3, scored 7, conceded 8, lost 1, lost, drawn 1, loss. Whereas Fulham at home, they haven't even drawn a game yet. They won 2, drawn 0, lost 3, scored 4, conceded 7, lost 1, lost 1, lost. This has got 0-0, 1-1, 1-0 either way written all over it.
Yeah.
And guess where I've gone? 1-1.
1-1. Yeah. Well, again, not going to exactly shake the tree too much in an FPL sense, is it? Regardless, but where are they in the league? Let me quickly just bring up the league table. So Wolves are 12th. Yeah, I don't know, man. Fulham are 15th.
It's basically a team with terrible home form versus a team with terrible away form.
-10 goal difference for Fulham. -4.
Yeah.
For Wolves. I see Wolves winning 1-0.
Yeah. Again, I would not be surprised. I'm just going to say they're cancelling each other out.
Well, that's the round. That's Game Week 13's fixtures all sorted then. Firetog versus Edgeworth on the KSI undercard, says David Hamill in the chat. Antioch says, I can see a Fulham win on the game. Fulham win?
Hopefully.
Do you expect Fulham to stay in the Premier League, Steve-O?
Well, yeah, just by default.
Just because there's worse teams than them. Like Burnley. Like
Burnley. Luton, Sheffield United.
Burnley, Luton, Sheffield, Bournemouth, yeah. Yeah. Welcome to the Championship. Yeah, Fulham, Bournemouth, Luton Town, Sheffield United, Everton, Burnley. There's 6 teams that are literally.
Everton are only there because they got that 10-point deduction.
Well, they have one recent form. They've been doing well, but they started the season shocking. They probably will make it out. It'll be between 5 teams. It'll be between Burnley, Sheffield United, Luton, Bournemouth, and maybe Fulham. Forest aren't exactly a million miles better, but yeah, I mean, you got to say Burnley, Sheffield United, Luton, Bournemouth are the ones that are really going to be competing for that relegation 3, aren't they? Jesus. Okay. Cool. Right. What we talking about now? Right, we've done the predictions. We're talking about what are we doing this weekend. Let everyone know what we're doing this weekend. This weekend, you can certainly join us Saturday evening, I believe, for the wrap up of the games. So all of the games. So we've got a Fulham Wolves game, but no one cares about that. So we'll be going live at probably 8 o'clock during that Fulham Wolves game. Monitoring all the action, all the goals.
Monday, isn't it? You're talking about Saturday.
Oh crap! Sorry, I am. Saturday night. There's no game Saturday night. Why did I read that? I'm so sorry. I'm getting old. I'm losing my mind. I read that as a Saturday night game, but it's Monday night game. Saturday night, all the games will be done. So it'll be Brentford, Arsenal will be done. Sheffield United, Bournemouth. Yeah, I mean it's going to be mainly talk about the Man City Liverpool game, isn't it? That's going to be one's captain. The captains are going to be playing at midday. Everyone's captain's going to be done by 3 o'clock. So then it's going to be what? Chelsea, the people that played Parma. Will they be happy? Will they be gutted? Will they be upset? Maybe we'll get Edgeworth on to talk about his man Parma with his bench boost. Saturday night, 8 o'clock. Join us then. And of course, Sunday night, we'll probably do a Sunday surgery for an hour or 2, getting your calls. I think tomorrow night, let's not make it a massively long stream, Steve-O. Make it like an hour, because Sunday night we'll do the longer one with the callers coming in. So if you've had a bad week this weekend, hopefully you don't. Hope you have a lovely weekend. But if you have a bad FPL weekend, we will be there Sunday evening to take your calls, have a chat about the Sunday surgery. Saturday night, just having a recap of what happened earlier on in the day. So yeah, for myself, Steve, thank you so much for tuning in. We'll look at the poll very quickly. The poll ended up 42% going with Haaland, as you'd expect, Steve-O, to be the captain. And then for some reason, the polls just disappeared on me. I literally ended the poll and now it's just gone. So thank you, YouTube. I can't see the results to read out. There we go. There we go. 131 votes. Thank you for those who voted. Haaland, 41%. Son, 27%. 16% going with other. So interesting about that. And more, actually, I'm surprised that 16% went other over Salah. Interesting. But yeah, Haaland getting the lion's share there of votes. Right, I think it's get out of here. Join us on Discord. Follow us on social media. Give them a wave, Steve-O.
Good night.
Bye-bye. See you later.
Thought I saw you